Right there too, get that, get that. Oh yeah. Okay. Hi everybody, welcome to Knowledge Flex episode 15. We've got a special guest, Lance Barusch. He is here to, well, he requested this one actually. He sent me a little message after the first few videos saying, hey, let's talk hip mobility. Let's talk about getting those hip flexors opened up. Now this is a guy who needs those hips and he needs powerful hip extension. I'm going to let Lance tell you about himself, but to sum it up, he is a world competitor in the Highland Games and he's going to tell you more about that. Lance.
So basically what I do is a Scottish strength sport. It's all throwing. We do 9 events in one day, so about 8 or 9 hours of continuous throwing. It's pretty hard on the hips because it's all that, entirely powered by your hips, and they tend to get beat up, and this is who I come see.
Okay, so focusing on my hips a little bit, we'll get both of our hips in here. So what we're talking about, Lance is in this throwing, and he can talk to you more about these, or we can add some links to YouTube, but we're talking about creating powerful hip extension, oftentimes with rotation, where we need to generate force in the glute to transfer through the body into throwing an object, whether that be a hammer, right, or what's called, we go over the thing?
Caber.
Caber, what else?
Weight for distance, we do a 56-pound weight with one hand, which is the hardest on the hip. It's all
56 pounds as far as you can throw it. Think of that, that's a kettlebell. That's one of those. See how far you can throw that thing. I'll bet you it's not a quarter inch this guy. Anyway, so Lance texted or Facebooked me the other week and said, hey, we need to talk about hip mobility. So we're going to do a few variations of some stretches you've probably seen before. We're going to tweak them a little bit. So you've probably seen Kelly Stretch demonstrate his couch stretch. We're going to have Lance get in there, bring in the couch stretch. K-Star's intellectual property here. We're going to add some variations to this, just tweak it a little bit. So, let's strap in with your right leg. And you're going to assume your position just on the floor for now, Lance. Just on the floor. Okay. So here's our classic kind of banded hip flexor stretch. Now from here, we can move sideways. We can push around. You start to feel that lateral piece a little bit more. You can push forward. And you can do all these things to kind of feel where that stretch is best. Now, when we're talking about a guy who's got some tight hips and a very strong body, what's your max deadlift? 550, no big deal. Take that, both hands, and I want you to put 30% pressure down. Come over here to the side so you can see exactly what he's doing. And now what you can't see is what I've done with this stick is I've set Lance's core. He's a strong athlete, so I could just say set your core, but this way he's got a friendly reminder. If he's putting 30% pressure, he can't forget. That core's on. Now we're working with proper spinal alignment so we can maximize our hip stretch. When we let go there, let go. Feel the stretch dissipate?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're making sure we're keeping our spine legit while we try and work the hip extension we're trying to work. If we compensate and arch back a little bit, hyperextend. And you saw just hyperextend a little bit, how's the stretch? Non-existent. Because all we've done is let our hip move forward as a function of the hinge here. Okay, no good. So now, and you saw Lance jump into this right away. That step behind you now, go ahead. If you need to reset, it's okay. So now we're going to get more quad into this. So now, he's probably feeling a little more to the quad, yeah? And you see his face, and he's a tough guy. This is it's tender, because he's locked up tight. Push over. Push down. There we go. Yeah, okay. So here's 2 little easy variations on your band hip flexor stretch or your couch stretch. Okay, this keeps your core tight. This gives you more quad. If you got a tight quad, use that. Add that too. If your quad's not so tight, you want to get in your hip flexor, add the stick. Anything you want to add to that?
Get me a doctor, this hurts.
It's supposed to hurt a little bit. No more than 7 out of 10 though, right?
I love this thing.
Okay, so the stick keeps our belly tight. You can incorporate this concept to most things. All it's doing is engaging your core without you having to think about engaging your core. Questions?
No, I think this is pretty good. This is something I'm definitely going to use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Cool.
Thanks for joining us.
Well.
Go stretch your hips. Happy Canada Day.